welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead and welcome to Apple Wine Part 4. Today we are going to bottle the apple wine that we have been making for many months. If you have not seen the other 3 parts, make sure to head down to the description to check those out. In front of us here today, we've got a clean and sanitized bucket. We have clean and sanitized bottles, corks, as well as an auto siphon and the bottling tubing. This tube makes bottling very easy. I highly recommend it. And of course, we have our apple wine. This apple wine is beautifully sweet. It's not a dessert wine, but at the same time, it is not a dry wine, so it is right there in the middle, and it's just the way I love it. But when you make your wine, you can make it dry, you can make it just generally sweet, or you can make it extremely sweet as a dessert wine. This particular wine is 11.8% ABV, so make sure that you are checking your gravity along the way so you know what your end product alcohol content is going to be. What we're going to do with this wine is we're going to transfer it into this bucket. This is a step that is not necessary if you're confident that you can get the wine into the bottles without getting any of the extra sediment down on the bottom. This wine has been clearing for several months, and there is a degree of sediment on the bottom of this carboy, and I don't want any of that to get into the bottles. So I'm going to transfer this wine into this bucket and leave all of that sediment behind before we fill the bottles. The first thing we're going to do is grab our auto siphon and the tubing that goes with it and get that put together. And the hard tubing goes in just like this. I know I keep telling you guys I'm gonna use the new one I have so it's not so scritchy, but whatever, it still works. I don't want to change it if it's not totally broken. Flexible tubing, whoops. There's a little sanitizing liquid in there. That's okay, totally fine. We're going to put that into the bucket and we'll remove the solid bung, and we're very carefully, so as to not spill it, just pop it in here. It's very full. We're going to give it a couple pumps and press it down as we go until the wine starts flowing on its own. Then we're going to keep an eye on this, and what we don't want to do is let this go all the way down to the bottom and start sucking up that sediment. So we're going to stand here and watch it until this is empty and just leaving the sediment behind. And I am going to put this bucket on the floor so that gravity can do its job. Over here we have the floor corker, but the first thing we're going to do is fill these bottles. We're going to take the end of this flexible tubing that we used earlier. Make sure your hands are completely clean, you guys. We don't want to contaminate the wine. And then we're going to attach the bottle filler to the tube. I know I always harp on this, but it is so important that everything that touches the wine, including your hands, are completely sanitized. Otherwise, the wine will spoil. The great thing about this, it has this little stopper here, and it fills the wine bottles perfectly. So we're going to set this in here, and then we're going to fill up the auto siphon by pulling this up, and we're going to put your other hand up, press down on this, and then press down on the auto siphon so it starts filling automatically. This would be a great time to have 3 hands, but since we don't, this is how we get the wine going. And it will start to fill up if I did it right. Okay, sometimes I guess I gotta do it twice. No problem, we can do it twice. Make sure we get that siphon going and be pressing down at the same time. There we go. Now she's cooking. All right, we're gonna hold this down until the wine gets all the way up to the very, very top of the wine bottle. That's going to ensure that there's a perfect amount of wine in here for the cork. So it won't be too low, won't be too high. And I like to have a second bottle ready because it does drip a little bit, and I can just pop it right in here while we put the cork in this one. I know it doesn't come through much on the camera, but here we are, right about here. Getting close. And as soon as it gets to the very tippy top, I'm gonna pull it out. All right, and there we go, it's to the top. And I'm gonna pop this right over here. I'm gonna let this sit as long as I'm not pressing. The only thing that's gonna come out is just a few drips and drops. I'm going to show you how to bottle this wine with the cork. Let me get you at a better angle. I love this floor corker. You can use higher quality corks. These are number 9 corks, and you can't use them with a hand corker. These will hold your wine over for many, many more years. If you are a winemaker, I recommend that you invest in this. So put your cork in there, wine bottle goes here, and just seat it right in the center. Okay, just like so. And because I don't have this bolted down to the floor, I'm just going to use my foot just to give myself a little bit of extra leverage, but it's really not hard to do at all. I just don't want any tipping. Then you press down, and just like that, press down and pull your bottle out. And then you have a beautifully, perfectly corked bottle of wine. I'm going to get the rest of these done, and I'll be back with you for the next step. We have everything bottled up. I got 12 bottles. You should expect for a 3-gallon batch of wine to get between 12 and 15 bottles of wine. It really just depends on how much wine is left over, leaving that sediment behind. And this time I left quite a bit because I was starting to suck up a lot of the sediment, and I really just didn't want that in my bottles of wine. I also, in addition to my 12 bottles, I got a very tall glass of wine, and I'll show that to you later. It's in the fridge chilling because apple wine is delicious when it's cold. The next step we want to take right after putting the corks in is go ahead and take every bottle and wipe them down. You can run them under the sink, you can wipe them down with a cloth like I am, whatever is most efficient for you in your situation. But definitely there are some little drips and dribbles that get onto the bottle, and before we put the labels on, we want to make sure that they are very nice and clean. The bottles are dry. It's now time to make them look beautiful. The first thing we're going to do is put some labels on, and I'll show you a really good trick for that. I have made some labels here. They're very simple. I made them on Avery.com. They're not a sponsor or anything, but I like to use them so I can kind of do my own thing, and I don't have to wait for somebody to print them out for me. What you want to do is find the seam on your bottle and then take your label and line it right up with that seam. And there you go. There's your front label. And if you're going to sell your wine, it's important that you have the government warning, the size of the bottle, the alcohol content, all of that is on here. And I just like to line that up right here with the bottom of the label. You can see it, maybe not so much in the camera, but you can kind of see where the bottom of the label is. And I like to just line that up, pop that right on the back. And there we go. We have a pretty label in the front. This is a super simple label. I know it's not very fancy, you guys, but it does tell us what the wine is. It says my company name, where it was made, the year it was made, and on the back it basically says the same thing. Where was it bottled, where was it produced, has the year, Pacific Northwest. It's an apple wine. It says the size of the bottle, the alcohol content, and the government warning. So we're going to do this with all of the bottles, and then we'll move on to the last step of making these wine bottles beautiful. Now that our labels are on, we want to get some really pretty top shrink wraps to put on. And then I have a heat gun back here that we're going to use. You can also use a tea kettle if you want, but we're just going to pop these right on the top of each bottle. Now that the tops are on, let's get them sealed. One thing you can do if you'd like is you can find the seam on the shrink wrap and put it to the back of the bottle so it's not showing. Up to you on that. It really doesn't show a lot. Now we have a beautiful finished bottle of wine ready to share and enjoy. Let's get the rest of these done and I'll be back. My friends, this concludes how to make apple wine. Please make sure to go down to the description box and check out my website where you can get a ton of herbal products to accentuate your life. If you made this along with me, then cheers. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So good. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.